There's never been a better time to start and grow a music career and go full-time with your music than right now. And yet so many music artists think it's just impossible to actually go full-time from your music because Spotify hardly pays artists anything. People don't really buy music anymore and they expect music to be free. Maybe they think they're too old or too young, and maybe they just think it's just too crowded and too hard to actually get attention. But is this actually true? The reality is there's more and more music artists going full-time with their music than ever before, and a lot of these are probably artists you've never even heard of before. Not only that, but there's so many more ways to actually make a full-time income from music than you're probably thinking of, and definitely way better ways than just Spotify streams. So in this episode of the Full-Time Musician Podcast, I'm going to break down the 2 best ways to go about building a full-time music career as a music artist now in the new music industry. Hi, I'm Regan Ram, the owner and founder of Orpheus Audio Academy, and I am a professional full-time music producer myself. And so I'm going to share what I've been learning along the way on my journey going back to 2012 when I first started producing music. So on my journey, I found there's really 2 paths to going full-time with your music. There is the artist path and there is the creator path. The artist path is probably what you're more familiar with, the more traditional idea that you are a music artist performing music and people buy your music or merch or so on. And you have fans that are directly fans of your music itself. And so with this path, you're primarily focusing on entertainment is the value that you are offering your fans. On the artist path itself, there's actually 2 archetypes that you can follow. Number 1 is the hunter and number 2 is the cultivator. So we'll start with the hunter. This is the more traditional model that a lot of people think about when it comes to how to make a career as a musician. And this is basically what I call what is the streaming path, where you're trying to put out music and get as many streams as possible. This is something that, Russ did, where he just released a song every week for like 2.5 years before he finally blew up. And then he just put out a little bit of content, like 1 video a week on Instagram or something to promote it. And I'm sure he monetizes other ways now, but that's kind of how he got started. And that's also how my friend Nico Gend makes a big part of his income, at least initially. I know he's branched out as well. It was getting tons and tons of millions of streams and millions of monthly listeners. And that's one way to make money. I call it the hunter because you're basically going after fans and trying to collect as much of this resource as possible, namely streams. And so you're going to want to sign up for this to work. You need to sign up with some kind of music distributor. I recommend Lander. They are the absolute best music distributor out there. I did a video breaking down all the different distributors out there, and I found that Lander is the best, and they are also the sponsor of this video. And you can save 20% off your Lander subscription by using my link, orpheusaudioacademy.com/Lander, or click in the description below. And so this is the first thing you need to be able to get your music distributed to Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and all these different music streaming and digital store platforms. And then from there, you're going to then run ads to your music, and then if you run the ads correctly, you then get millions of streams. So basically a 3-step process that's pretty simple. And then part of that is also releasing high quality music frequently, like every 4 to 6 weeks. And then another thing you can do is try to focus on pitching your music to playlists or building up your own playlist. So this is kind of really big picture, the hunter model. So if you want to follow the hunter archetype, then I really recommend you check out my free Spotify playlist secrets guide. This will kind of break down everything you need to do to get started building up those Spotify playlists, mostly for free. Most of the strategies in here are free strategies on how to do this. And this guide is really geared towards helping you get to like your first $1,000 a month, kind of giving you the blueprint for that from streaming. So streaming can be a great way to make a full-time income, but I don't really recommend it as the main way to do it. And so again, a big part of the strategy is releasing a lot of music and building up a big catalog, because in this guide, you see here, there's this table, and this shows how many streams are needed per day per song to make $1,000 a month from streaming, depending on the number of songs you have on Spotify. So for example, if you only had 20 songs on Spotify, you're going to need 417 streams per day per song to make $1,000 a month. Whereas if you had 100 songs, now you only need 83 streams per day per song to make $1,000 a month. And that already seems way more obtainable, way more reachable. Of course, $1,000 a month isn't going to pay all of your bills, but that can go a long way though for but that can still make a major difference in your life. You're not going to maybe quit your 9 to 5 yet, but that can be a great streaming income. But like I said, you can totally go full time just using the Hunter model, just from Spotify streams, if you really dial in your ad strategy. And if that sounds intimidating to you, I actually want to share this tool with you. It's called Intelligent. It's a brand new tool that my friend Nico I just mentioned. He and his team built this for artists, and it has his ad strategy built right into it. So you don't have to guess on what to do or how to run ads. You just sign up for this platform, and I can get you a discount as well. If you use my link, you get a lifetime discount on this tool. It's in the description below, or go to orpheusaudioacademy.com/Spotify ads. And then you can sign up for this tool. And I don't have any campaigns running yet because I'm not really focused on running ads right now. But what's really cool about this is it shows all of your data as well. So you can see your monthly listeners, your total streams, your total followers, your artist score. And then you can see how that data changes over time. You can see how your songs are doing. Now, I'm not really doing any promotion for my music right now, so my numbers are kind of sad. And you can see your playlist stats too. So that's really cool. You can see how your playlists are growing if you want to run ads to your playlists, because that's a really great strategy as well. And so you can just go here to set up a campaign, and it just walks you through how to do this. So you don't ever have to jump into the back end of the Meta Ads Manager. It just connects to your Meta Ads account. You just sync it to that. And then you can set everything up from here, run everything from here, so you don't have to dive through all those complicated menus, which are always changing as Facebook changes stuff, Meta changes stuff all the time. So you can run like a gen ad campaign. That means you're going to be running an ad campaign directly following the best practices that he has learned and mastered and pioneered to generate over 1 million monthly listeners and millions of streams and build a full-time income just following this Hunter streaming method. So here you can do that. You click continue, make sure you have these prerequisites set up. So then you set your campaign budget. So this is how much you want to spend for the lifetime of the campaign. And so a big part of what he does is he focuses on promoting in the first like 48 hours after your song is released, because that's the prime time to trigger the Spotify algorithm. And so you can decide how much you want to spend, $50 up to $5,000. And so you can see, depending on what you do, so if you just do the starter plan here, maybe that's a little much. We'll say maybe you had $100. That's it. You can run one campaign, or if you do 200, you can do 2 campaigns, and it recommends 5 different ad creatives. So it's kind of already walking you through what to do. Then you can do next. You can say how many you have. So let's say we have 5 ad creatives. So your final structure is going to be 2 campaigns, 10 ad sets, $5 daily. And you would have to set this all up manually inside of the Facebook Ads Manager. That can be a huge pain, but here it's going to just do it for you and make it really easy. So then you can set up all more information here, select your ad account, your Facebook page, so on. And I'm not going to go through all this right now, but you can try it out for yourself and see how you like it. And I can do a full separate tutorial on this tool if you like. So that's the Hunter path, which I think is great and definitely can work for some people, but I don't see it as really probably the best path for most people, because it is very hard to do, and you need to have a lot of ads ready to go. You need to have a pretty large ad budget, and you're probably not going to make a big return right away in the beginning, because what you're spending, you're not making back in terms of streams right away until you really trigger that algorithm, get the algorithmic streams going, and then you can really start having Spotify promote your music for you. And that's when you're seeing the return on your investment. So it's definitely a strategy I recommend, but there's another strategy. You can kind of do these together or just focus on one or the other. And that is the cultivator. I was thinking of calling it like the farmer, because you get the hunter gatherer, hunter farmer, but farmer sounds kind of lame. So I call it a cultivator. And so this is where you're not really focusing on building a huge audience in terms of streaming, but you're looking to build really community, and you're cultivating relationships and going deeper with your fans. So if the hunter, think of that like more of a wide, shallow approach, and then the cultivator is narrow, deep focus. And so this is where you might have a lot of merch that you're selling directly to your fans. You might have like a fan club or membership site where fans are paying a monthly fee to get access to you, maybe different tiers. And you have what I call majesty offers. These are like high ticket offers. I just needed an M word, so it's easier to remember. 3 M's basically is how you cultivate your fans' merch, membership, and majesty offers. So this could be something that you charge like $5,000, $10,000 or more for. These high ticket offers are really is where you're going to be able to scale to over 6 figures a year from your music. So this could be something like a traveling and doing a live performance directly in someone's home, or this could be doing some kind of retreat, or even like a cruise. Some artists have done that where they take their top fans that pay, a certain high ticket amount and they all go on a cruise together or something. So different experiences that you get to have with your fans, or they come to your studio and participate with you on your next album that you're producing. So different levels of access to you. So the more they pay, the more access and experience they get with you, the music artist. You might be thinking, well, who would pay that much money? Well, think about it. Who is your favorite music artist? Like, how many people would be willing to pay $10,000 to go on a cruise with Taylor Swift, for example, or to go to some retreat and stay at a nice Airbnb or something for a weekend with Taylor Swift? Like, insane numbers of people. So whoever your favorite music artist is, what would you pay, if you had the money to go spend a weekend, with your favorite artist, like making music with them or going on some fun adventure with them. So that's kind of what you want to think about these different offers. And you can ask your audience and figure out what they want. So what you're focused on here more is building your email list, getting people into your community, and you set up a fan journey, which is like a series of pages on your site. Like, first they opt in for, say, your free community or maybe a free song. And then after that, you take them through, say, a survey to learn more about them, what their interests are. And then you automatically give them an offer to buy something from you, whether that's merch or to sign up for your membership where they're paying you monthly, or maybe even you offer them one of your Majesty offers right away. So a good example of this is Erica Mason. So you can see her music here. And so she's creating her content here on Instagram, and she has this healing experience live, right? As a whole separate Instagram account here where she shares more from, I guess, behind the scenes about that. And so here's her website where you can go and you can sign up. So it's a healing experience tour. So she's traveling around and doing this. So she has different locations where you can buy tickets to them. So it's kind of like setting up your own tour for your music, but this is a little different. She's presenting it as a healing experience tour, which involves her music. So if you early bird tickets, so early bird tickets are about $100 per ticket. So obviously selling $100 ticket is way more, way more value right away than a single stream, or getting someone to just stream your music or even buy a digital download for 99 cents. According to Perplexity, you would need approximately 20,000 to over 33,000 streams to get $100 from Spotify. So, boom, sell one ticket, you just got 20,000 streams to 30,000 streams. You can also book Erica Mason here. So you can see that her booking page doesn't have pricing here, but I'm sure it's a pretty decent amount to either just have her speak or perform. Put in your budget and you can submit that. So it's another way she's monetizing. She's also got merch here. Boom, all these merch items. Again, sell one of those, you're making a whole lot more than, even getting like 10,000 streams. And then I'm sure at her healing event, she has even higher priced offers that she makes. I think most of us would say that's pretty big. She has almost 200,000 monthly listeners. So that's great, but probably not making a full-time music from that. So just with her listeners alone, she could be making $3,000 to $5,000 a month from streaming alone. So that's actually pretty good. That's right in the ballpark of like a full-time income, but just barely. But she has scaled to over 6 figures a year from the cultivator method. Another artist is Matt Fawcett. Now, he only has 30 monthly listeners, but I know he's done really well for himself as an artist as well. So here's his website. We can go to his store. So he's got merch. You can click on support here, and you can see you can join his community for a monthly amount of $5, $10, or $50, or you can pay annually of $1,000 a year or $3,000 a year. He'll also do live performances for people and things of that nature. I think he might write songs for people. I don't remember at all, but this is kind of just a couple examples of the cultivator model. So what you want to be focusing on is building those relationships with your fans, bringing them on a journey where you help them get to know you and your music better, And again, you're probably also going to run ads, or you can create free organic content to initially attract them. But then the first thing you want to do is get them onto your email list so you can take them on that fan journey, cultivate that relationship, and then turn them into a customer. So those are the two archetypes for the artist path, but there's a second path that you can go on to build a full-time income. And this is kind of the one I've followed, but I'm just now getting ready to basically embark on my artist path. So I'm kind of going to try and do both here. And so that is the creator path. So in the creator path, you're more focused on education versus so much entertainment through your music. So this is where you're solving problems for a profit. This is what I'm doing with my channel here, Orpheus Audio Academy, where I'm teaching music production, teaching music marketing, and then I will monetize through different ways. Like I can sell products, you can get sponsorship deals, you can sell your own products. I have my own courses. I also offer services as well. You can also promote different services, whether it be like songwriting or vocals or mixing or mastering, things like that. You can get sponsorship deals like I got for this video. This is sponsored by Lander. And then there's affiliate marketing. So you can promote other people's products, and if someone buys through one of your links, then you get a commission. I also had that in this video where I promoted Intelligent, that platform for running all of your Facebook ad, or all your meta ads to grow your Spotify streams. That platform, if you sign up through my link, not only will you get a discount, but I'll also earn a small commission, which helps support me so I can run this channel and feed my 5 children. And these are just some of the ways to monetize. There's even more than this, but this is a great way to do it. And probably an even better example of this than me, because I'm technically doing this full time, but let's just say things are pretty rough financially right now. So I'm still growing, I'm still learning, I'm still trying to achieve this myself. So a better example of this would be my friend Aurelie, also known as PLV Music on YouTube. And so she is making over 6 figures a year from her brand, and it's not from Spotify, it's not from her as an artist, but from teaching and educating other musicians. And what's great about this is you don't, again, have to be super famous or be a big influencer or have like millions of followers or hundreds of thousands of followers. You can see she only has 41,000 subscribers, and she doesn't have like a ton of viral videos. You don't have to go viral. And same thing with the hunter strategy. Going back to the hunter strategy, you don't have to go viral there either with organic content. If you follow the right ad strategy, you can just consistently and predictably produce streams, trigger the algorithm, and produce income, and produce consistent, predictable income. So we can see her videos. She's got 4,000, 4,000 and a half, 2,000. So it's somewhere between like 2,000, 4,000 views per video, which is great, but not, I think, what most people would think is enough to make a full-time income. Now, according to this, it's saying she's probably only making 50 to 146 a month from the YouTube ad revenue. I'm pretty sure it's going to be higher than that based on the views she gained in just the last 7 days and the views that I get on my channel. But I don't know, maybe it'd be $400 or $500 max YouTube ad revenue, which is not a lot. So where she makes most of her money is from, again, selling her own product, her own course, and through coaching. So that's a really big way, is coaching or offering your services to your audience. That's like the fastest way to start making money. And she also does some affiliate and other things. So that is another really awesome path to follow to make a full-time income as a music producer. All right, so what is the next step then? How do you get started actually working on this? Do you pick one? Do you try and do both? How do you get started? Well, I would say it's probably best to pick one and start with one and then maybe incorporate the other one later, especially if you have a full-time job or going to school or something and you're only doing this part-time. It's really hard to do both of these. So I would say pick one and then maybe try doing the other one later. So whichever one resonates with you more, I would say go with that one and focus on making that one work first. But there is a hybrid approach you can take, which is kind of also what Aurelie did with PLV Music, was basically learning in public, where you kind of just document and share your journey as you go. So you could say, go down the artist path and also teach what you're learning as you go and kind of incorporate that in. And it's going to also build a lot of connection with your audience. that's something that I wish I did a whole lot more, and it's something I want to start doing more on my channel going forward. So I'm doing the creator path, but I am now, and because of that, I haven't really had any time to do the artist path, but hoping that's going to change. Been working on a lot more music with my wife as we have a band together. And so we're going to try to launch our artist journey, and we're just going to be documenting our journey on this channel. So let me know what you want to see in the comments, and if you think that's a good idea and that's something you want to see on this channel. And also let me know in the comments below, what other videos would you like me to see me make next related to this or related to other topics when it comes to your music. I really want to know what content I need to make to best help you and serve you and your needs and help you reach your goals. And also don't hesitate to email me any of your questions as well if they're more specific. I'm happy to look at them. I look at all emails, all questions I receive. I can't always answer all of them, but definitely don't hesitate to reach out. So those are the two paths to going full-time as a music artist. If you want to know more in detail, in depth about the top ways to monetize and actually make an income as a music artist, then check out my next video where I break down the top 12 monetization streams for music artists to actually go full-time from your music. That should be in a box on the screen right now, or if you're listening on to the podcast version of this, it should be the very next episode. So thanks for watching and listening, and I'll see you over there.